Greetings. We are here in JLHQ. We're in Justice League headquarters. That's where we are. We're in JLHQ, which is hot, 2100 Savannah. Bam, we in the house. And this one is a special one. Like y'all know, all our Brontels that are special. We said everyone share. We got with us Representative Glenda Simmons-Jenkins coming out of North Florida side, coming right out of Nassau County side. We got with us Representative Anita Collins come out of Glenn County side. And then we got Queen Quet come with us out of St. Helena Island side, Beaver County, South Carolina side. And I am in the capital of the Gullah Geechee Nation.
No, sir.
Bam, we
live from the pit of the hell. We starting off flying this evening. We gonna pray.
Queen Quet, how you doing, Queen Quet?
I blessed up over here because the capital did whatever the queen did, like we always been saying for 25 years. So we ain't nowhere under the cracky teeth with them crackiness for 100 in the coastal empire. But the capital of the Gullah Geechee Nation did whatever the queen did today. And I did upon historics and telling the island, thank you. God bless the family. Glad to be back. Now, Doc, run tell that.
I'm frozen. I can't hear you. Sister Anita, Representative Anita Collins, how are you?
I'm doing well, and I hope you are doing well also, Brother Jamal.
Yes, ma'am. Doing excellent. And our sister coming from North Florida, Representative Glenda Simmons-Jenkins, how are you doing?
Now you just muted
yourself.
Just muted.
Peace and blessings. All is well. Thank you so much. Glad to be here.
Good. We are here. So, we got modified a bit because y'all been on Run Tell before. But for some of the people who checking us out, we said everyone share. Also, we let you go and say who you are and what inspires you. We do that, and then we're gonna flow all into it because again, and ain't nothing changed. We still gonna come to the most important question at the very end, which I know people gonna get a little disrespectful and be wrong. But Representative Glenda Simmons-Jenkins, who are you and who inspires you? What inspires you?
I am inspired by those who have come before me and have paved the way. And I am a native of Amelia Island, Florida. And my role presently and has been for the last 22 years, I think, is that of co-representative with William Jefferson for the Gullah Geechee Nation in Florida. And now, as of 2022, the founder of a nonprofit called the Gullah Geechee Cultural Community Trust. And just really happy to have an opportunity to join you again on this platform.
Yes, ma'am. We go to the Most High. And we come to Queen Quet. Who are you and what inspires you? Who inspires you?
So I, the Queen Quet, head from the body of the Gullah Geechee Nation and things like that. I did from St. Helena Island, Pawnee, Wani, and Dr. Islands right there in the Gullah Geechee Nation. And what inspires me every day, that my ancestors to know all of what they've been through. And that if they could have go through what they've been to go through, then what else we can do? Okay, so that's where my inspiration come from every day.
All right. And Representative Anita Collins, Sister Anita, who are you and who inspires you? What inspires you?
My name is Anita Collins, and I am a native of Brunswick, Georgia. I'm also the representative for Georgia in the Gullah Geechee Nation. And I am inspired every day by the work that we do because it's just been instilled in me before I can even identify it, that be proud of who you are, give thanks for all of those whose shoulders that I stand upon, and make sure I do my best to represent the greatness of who we be.
All right. And it seems like Elder Carly Town, she's trying to come in, but her device is not connected. So eventually she'll come in and we'll jump into it with her also. So what has happened? This is July, the greatest month in the whole wide world.
My goodness.
the greatest month in the whole wide world. That's what Queen Quet is aware of.
Here
She's
we
aware,
go again.
she's aware of it. The greatest month in the whole wide world. And something happened like July 2nd,
Yeah.
2000. Something happened like July 2nd, 2000.
Yes.
And so I got to do this right here. If something happened. And so I was trying to go through some other stuff, but
Mm.
this is what kind of sort of happened that
All right.
again.
Yes.
So that what kind of happened
Yeah.
on that day on Sullivan Island. And
Yes.
so we got this right here also. And
Oh,
they
yeah.
said other people named the queen to lead the struggle for respect. That was
Mhm.
getting on the articles that were written.
That's the headline.
What happened on that day, July 2nd,
Mm.
2000, the greatest month in the whole wide
Come
world?
on now.
What
Come
happened?
on.
2000, Queen Quest.
Listen, July 2nd, 2000, Gullah Geechee people made world history because we stood on our human right to self-determination at Sullivan's Island, South Kakalaki, for the first time in world history that the Gullah Geechee people bring forth a own leader. That day, we had people from around the world did it with we, when the drum been a sound, and sisters been a dancing way in. We been a marching behind them and things like that. And the African spirit come to the people and tell the people about we legacy, we story. All people been speaking tongues and all kind of things been going on. And we first set at that Wisdom Circle Council of Elders, we did it with Dr. Yusuf and Clyde, who spoke that day. Dr. Marvin Delaney, who been there over every research center back then, and they over ASALA now, the Association for the Study of African American Life and History. And they over there now. They been did it. We had all kind of UN observers and people did it. And then I march out, Jonah, from the ocean, like we ancestors been to do. A son and children who the Yeti, we the crack, we tea them first no say. Sullivan Island been where 40% of all Africans enslaved in North America came through. So we came there that day. We came as free people who affirm we freedom and we right to self-determination. Like we would have said, and I got a right to the tree of life. And that been that day that tree in the middle of we flag yonder been growing up out the soil from we souls because we've been on that same land where we ancestors had to come in chains. I came out in chains. And then the chain broke. When it broke, people applauded. People start shouting, tongues you could have heard, drums you could have heard, and all of that. And we learned the people, but who we are, but rather was not just for the past, but where we've been going in the future. So that day been a day of we story, our story, world history. And this changed the destination we were going in so that we know who we be, that we be Gullah Geechee anointed people and not go the way the other rest of people had for we, which been annihilation of Gullah Geechee culture and Gullah Geechee land ownership on this post. So July 2nd was a day that set a new trajectory for we people down here upon the Sea Islands, whether they did it that day or not, whether they overstand self-determination that day or not. Some of them got them now, though. They ain't been know what been going on, but they've been there. But they were there to witness we standing for we and saying who we be, that we be Gullah Geechee anointed people. And it was a blessed up day.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So, Sister Anita, Representative Collins, what's your thoughts about what transpired when you now see the head upon the body? Because Elder Carly Townland had gone and created a nation, but then on that day, now in leadership. And what has been your thoughts with regard to the creation and what that has meant for Gullah Geechee people in general?
It's powerful to know that we have our own nation. It speaks to who we are and what our ancestors really strived for, whether or not they lived to see it or not. And when you're able to wrap your head around the fact that we have our own nation, I know the Native Americans, they have nations within their respective cultures. But for us, as Gullah Geechees to know that we have our own, not only our own nation, but that we also now have a designated corridor
Mm,
for
mm,
our nation. I
mhm,
mean, Queen Quet and all of the leaders knew that on July 2nd and before July 2nd,
mm,
25 years ago.
mm,
But to actually have it now uh, recognized by the government of the United States, that is also very powerful. So it just makes me feel good. And I love to make sure folks know we have our own nation, our
mm,
own constitution, our own council of elders. Um, because that's what we are, that's what those of us who are in the positions that we occupy, that is our responsibility, that we make sure people understand that and recognize the importance of it.
All right, indeed. And so, Sister Glenn, Representative Simmons Jenkins, what is the future? What is the future? What does that mean to the future? What does it represent for the generations to come? What does all that July 2nd, 2000? What in your mind? What is a part of the future for them? What is a part of that foundation for them on that day when it occurred?
Well, on that day, the template was put in place
mm,
for the next generation to understand what it means to exercise self-determination. I
mm,
had the honor on Sunday of presenting Queen Quet to an audience on Amelia Island. And one
mm,
of the words that I defined for them was self-determination. And one of the definitions is very explicit in saying that part of self-determination can include creating your own nation. And so for me, becoming a representative on the Assembly of Representatives under this nation was life-changing. It's something that people may get tired of me talking about, but it redefined my path. It certainly established my path moving forward and allowed me to move in a direction that I had no idea I would be moving in. So for the generation to come, those who were witnesses, not the least of which was my daughter,
mm.
they now have something that those of us before that time did not have,
Right.
which is a true understanding of a people coming forward and saying, we know who we to be,
And it'll.
and we going to create and establish
Mhm,
formally
mhm.
a nation that represents we interests and the
Okay then.
things that are important to us collectively. So
Mhm,
those who bore witness because they were physically there, my daughter was probably 4 or 5 at the time, and those who were yet to come because they
mhm,
had not made it to the earth realm yet.
mhm,
They have a template. And to me, that's what that day, July 2nd, 2000 means. You
mhm.
don't have to reinvent the wheel.
That's right.
There's nothing that has to be recreated. It is in place. And
Mhm,
even though we were a people and a nation for hundreds of years before that, we took the necessary steps to make sure that internationally that nationhood was formally recognized through our declaration. So I'm
mhm,
very proud of that.
mhm.
All right, indeed, indeed. And we said all y'all share, share, share. And we have with us Sister Anita Collins, Representative Anita Collins out of Georgia. We have Sister Glenda, Representative Glenda Simmons Jenkins out of Florida. And we have with us Queen Quet, again, the Queen of the Gullah Geechee Nation. And so, Sister Anita, the Gullah Geechee Nation is involved in not just something fanciful. When I say something fanciful, it's not just about entertainment and tourism. That
Thank you
there
for
are
saying that.
practical things that the Gullah Geechee Nation involved in, and what are some of the things that you can tout and share with regard to that? Because when we come to all of you with it, but then we'll start out with
Mhm,
you. What are
mhm,
some of the things? Because there's a work that has to be done with regards to our people and preservation and maintenance of who we are, not just entertainment.
Thank you.
Well, the entertainment aspect is something that I don't really think about, but what I do think about more so is educating and education and documenting. And what has happened since the nation was recognized by representatives with the United Nations is that Queen Quet makes a point to document what we do and when we do it. In other words, we have archival records for perpetuity, and that's so important. We also concerned about land, saving land that sometimes our elders did not go through the formal process, or if they went through the formal process of documenting the land that they own, it has been lost, it has been destroyed, and there's a continual fight generations later for people to actually have and hold on to the land that they have. Problem we have and continue to have is stealing the land through property taxes because of development, which as Queens has said and continues to say is destruction. It is destruction for us who've been on this land for generations. We also provide programs for everyone, and those programs are not for entertainment purposes, but the word that is used is edutainment. So you learn in a, okay, let's just say it's a fun way, but more importantly, it's impactful because you're able to grasp so many aspects of the learning process about Gullah Geechee people and our contributions, and the sweat and the toil that we have endured. Another aspect of it is just being able to recognize what is Gullah Geechee. A lot of people don't know what that really means in terms of how you can have a story to tell that traces you back to, say, Sullivan's Island, or traces you back to plantations where your foreparents were worked sun up to sundown and beyond. So that captures to me a holistic aspect of who we are culturally, who we are historically, and just who we are when we want to play the dozens, for example. We have in a lot of our spaces we live on damaged ground because of manufacturers who poisoned the land and poisoned the water and the air. So we also have to work every day helping our communities just be aware and get in the fight for saving what we have and preserving what we have.
All right. What we're going to do, we're going to continue with, again, the others on the panel. This is Ron Telvad, and we have with us Representative Collins out of Georgia, Representative Simmons Jenkins out of Florida, and Queen Quet. We're going to come back. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be right back. This is Ron Telvad.
Savannah, are you looking for some of the best Southern soul food? Then check out Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Boulevard. The food is so good, you'll think that your mother cooked it. Located in the heart of Savannah, Kim's has a menu that includes breakfast anytime, lunch when you need it, and dinner so you won't have to cook when you get home. They also cater all types of events and can host your reserved event at the restaurant. Come see what everyone has been raving about. Great food, great atmosphere, and a great time. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Boulevard in beautiful.
Hey, Fort Wentworth, Savannah, Georgia, surrounding counties. I don't know if y'all know, but y'all got a good man that's trying to do good things for y'all city. Mr. Rufus Bright. Y'all need to go ahead and re-elect him because he's already been in office. But I don't know if y'all know all the good things and wonderful things he's been doing for the city. I don't know if y'all know who I am, but I'm Big Brother Dre. This is the Pound First production. You know what I mean? I want to let y'all know that this has been brought to you by the committee to elect Rufus Bright for City Council of Fort Wentworth in Savannah, Georgia. But y'all need to tap in and tune in. You know what I mean? And keep following him and vote for him. Get out to those polls. You know what I'm saying? Get ready. You know what I mean? Don't hold back. Don't sit there and waste no time. Run to them polls and make sure you go and run and vote for Mr. Rufus Bright.
Vote for Rufus Bright. Vote for Rufus Bright. Vote for Rufus Bright. Vote for Rufus Bright. You want to see some brighter days? Vote for Rufus Bright. You want somebody who knows the way? Vote for Rufus Bright.
Greetings. We are back, and we have with us Queen Quet, Representative Glenda Simmons-Jenkins, and Representative Anita Collins. This is Ron Telback. And we said everyone share, and support all our supporters. Kim's Cafe, 714 MLK Junior Boulevard. And also, we say support the events coming up with BEMA that will be happening in August, and also the Greater Black Savannah Chamber of Commerce. So we say support all our supporters. And again, get out there and vote. We had elections just happen last week. And very few people even turn out to vote for that PSC, which is the Public Service Commission that dictates what happened with regard to those utility rates. And you know it's impacting us. And so we have to vote. But the elections are coming up in November. Make sure you turn out to vote. So we say vote. Not telling you who to vote for, but vote. We are back. And we go to Queen Quet with regards to the same question. Again, we're not about entertainment.
No, sir.
There are concrete things that are needed for us that are pertinent for us to play. And the Gullah Geechee Nation has been instrumental with regards to, actually, no, rewind. No, I got to say that for last with you, Queen Quet. I got to go Representative Glenda Simmons-Jenkins. Again, we're not about entertainment. But there's concrete things that the Gullah Geechee Nation has done, the leadership has done with regards to making sure the preservation and maintenance of culture of a people are still intact. And I want you to elaborate on the things that you know about that you've engaged in also.
Well, it's interesting. Florida is the same but different in some respects. The culture is the same. It expresses itself a little differently. And in Florida, we are coming into the knowledge of our culture and heritage. And because we have had a little closer proximity to other cultures or people, there are things that we did not retain in the same concentration as other states. So some of the things that people use to entertain, we don't have those things. And so therefore, there is less commercialization and commodification of the culture in Florida than you would see elsewhere. Now, that doesn't say it doesn't exist. It does. I've witnessed it, and I know that it is, in my opinion, a poor representation of what our culture is really about. In Nassau County, we have had to assert again our right to carve out a space that authentically represents Gullah Geechee culture and heritage so that it is not turned into an opportunity for entertainment. And we have been approached with that in mind. And we have done what we can to make sure that we set the tone for people to understand that culture and heritage is not something to play with. It is not something that is intended to amuse people. It is intended to be thought-provoking. It is intended to be enriching. It is intended to be uplifting. And part of what I considered my job to be when I came into this position as representative is to help people understand that the most important thing for Gullah Geechees in Florida to do was to follow, to listen, learn, and understand. You have to be honest about your position in something when you are coming forward to learn something that you've been miseducated about or disconnected from. And so for me personally, I never wanted to come into this position with the attitude that I knew everything, because clearly I did not. And as I listened and observed, I realized that the things that I needed to pass on to other people were to understand what happened in between us being strongly connected to our culture when our ancestors were in South Carolina and Georgia, and how that changed after many of us migrated or dispersed into Florida. The basics, the substantive things, they're still there, but you still have people in Florida who say the Gullah Geechees, they be in Georgia, they be in South Carolina, and just one moment of saying, wait a minute, let's reconnect for you, that you are also Gullah Geechee. That it's not just about your geographic location, but it is also about what you have retained in your spiritual essence and in your bloodline and in your identity. So there is an effort toward entertainment in Florida, in Northeast Florida, but not in Nassau County.
Okay. All right. So wait a minute. I ring the bell on people. They're gonna ring. Okay, y'all know I've been on my best behavior. Everybody, look at you. Y'all know I've been on my best behavior.
It's your best.
I was trying to chill, but see, now they forcing me. She talking about Amelia Island. Ain't no Amelia Island. Fernandina. We know that's Fernandina.
Acting out.
I ain't gonna say nothing about Representative Collins being from Needwood. That's she from Needwood.
Acting out. Acting out here.
Queen Quack. We're gonna let you answer because you straight from Frogmo. Straight from Frogmo.
That's true for me, but that ain't true for everybody what they on St. Helena Island. So I don't tell you that before.
The whole island
in no Frogmore. Okay.
Whole island Frogmore.
Storytelling. That part of that entertainment. Storytelling. Okay. So now let me crack we deep with this thing you've been talking about a while ago. How must have been doing, yeah. Because that been one of the things I planned for talk about this evening. Now, when we use this your word, but entertainment. Dr. Ture and I known each other this about 3 decades. You know, I've always said I do edutainment. Now, if you feel entertained by it, that's up to you. But I do edutainment. We are not doing entertainment unless y'all see me in a movie like Hallmark or, Girlfriendship or The Patriot or something that y'all consider the entertainment arena. I don't do that. I do edutainment, especially as it relates to Gullah Geechee culture. So the reason this is such a critical question for me is just this afternoon, I was looking at some messages from people who are in our region. They're here in the Gullah Geechee Nation because they're here for a conference. These folks are supposed to be people who educate other people about people's stories. So they were invited to come to Gullah Geechee Family Day, which is coming on Saturday. Instead of planners working with them to ensure they are going to have sufficient time to be there to engage with the living embodiment of the culture and to be with the people who live the culture, they're intending to leave when the libation ceremony should be happening. They're intending to go to a museum, pop in for a minute and pop out and go to somewhere else where it's a park, where things are replicated there. So my thing is, I was outside, and y'all could see my thumb here. You see, I was literally working the indigo today. And as I was stirring this indigo and stirring this indigo, I was thinking about that and saying, what is that? Why would you settle for something that is replicated when you could come to something that's real? And the word entertainment just came clearly in my mind, like it was written up in the clouds that was over me while I was sweating over this hot vat and stirring. And I said, okay, Lord, we there again. You know, you gave me edutainment, not entertainment. And it was as if God said, yeah, but that's you. And unfortunately, what I have found, and it may have a lot to do with the traumatizing things that many people of African descent around the world have been through, and some are still going through, that we will run to something if we think it's going to be entertainment. But if we say it's going to be educational, it's going to be uplifting spiritually, it's going to be reality of dealing with all of what you said, Dr. Teray, and all of what's been said before me by our representatives. If we're going to actually talk about land ownership and building wealth by retaining the land that your ancestors' blood, sweat, and tears is in, that's work. That ain't necessarily entertainment. Okay. If we are going to sit back and actually deal with the reality of the hardship that I brought up last night in Charleston, they gave me a coin in Charleston as a gift for my 25th anniversary. But one of the councilmen who presented it, I said, should I give it a praise? He had the audacity to say, well, if it was gold, I wouldn't give it to you. I said, oh, then you're a thief. Because if it was for me, how you ain't gonna give them to me, right? But I explained to them the value of that coin, no matter what it's made of, to me, because it reminded me of the enslavement badge, the badges that people had to wear to prove they were in an apprenticeship and that they were not enslaved people, that we're free people. But we need these badges we got to carry around in Charleston. And they were like, And I said, right. And I said, so when people think of coins, they're still trying to hit the lottery a lot of times to get some coins. But Dan Mark Vesey, when he hit the lottery, bought freedom. So my thing is, we still out here trying to keep freedom by raising up these coins and getting these coins together to hold on to land. See, that's a serious discussion. That's not something for your entertainment. So a lot of us tune out and want to turn it off if it's a documentary. We don't want to sit there and open a book, read it, and study it, and then have a dialogue about what we're talking about here. But yet, when you're about to lose Big Daddy Mama them property, your great-great-granddaddy them property, then you want to find one of us on the screen or find anybody that's going to pay your tax for you, or that's going to get that lawyer for you that you think you don't have to pay nothing for. See, you don't want that reality said to you. But if we say we just drumming and we dancing and we partying and we got up where them fans at, thousands of you will show up for that, okay? But you will not be the fans of edutainment because it's too serious. And I was told years ago, nobody want to be chastised. I said, whether you want to or not, scripturally, we are told that there's a time for the chastisement, okay? And so they used to say, spare the rod and spoil the child. Well, we have spoiled an entire community of people by lulling them to sleep, by always trying to just have another festival. And all you got going on is singing and dancing that ain't even Gullah Geechee, that ain't even interrelated to our culture. You just want somebody on stage doing something to keep you from thinking about reality and these serious things, like ensuring that we have land and we leave a legacy, and that we teach our children's children self-sufficiency and self-determination. So when you come to something that you see the Gullah Geechee Nation logo on, you see that flag, it ain't gonna be about kiki and ha. It's gonna be about some power being put into your soul and your spirit and your mind, so that you can then be that energy force that goes back. And that it might be something said in a way that's funny. You might actually laugh, but then you'll think and say, wait a minute, that was proverbial. Oh, that was deep. But we ain't just doing stuff for kiki ha. We have a good time when we together. You best believe that. The energy is always uplifting. but there is a time and a place for everything. And if it ain't the juke joint jam, which y'all unmissed that was 4th of July, where it's all about just a party, so that we can relax for a minute and relax your mind. Okay. When we get together for Gullah Geechee Family Day and Gullah Geechee International Music and Movement Festival, this is about a movement, being able to continue that movement. And you can't say you can't afford to be there because we don't charge you to get in the Gullah Geechee Family Day. So the whole family is there so that you are edutained, so that you realize how important it is, the places we take you to on this journey, so that you know these are places we own and that we run and that we can continue to hold on to if we work together and our circle is unbroken. So it is critical that we start to realize that that entertainment industry is not one that we often make a whole bunch of money off of in the first place. So we got to stop thinking that way and start wanting more edutainment and upliftment for our people, so that the future generations will hold on to all that we're working for now and all that our elders work for to leave to us.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And just some memories right here. Just some memories right here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, there it is. We talked about that one the other day. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sullivan Garland.
Right there. You see, Sister Viv Manigault right there. You got Brother Helene right in the house. That's right. That's right. And
We
so
got
then-
Brother Hadith right there with the
Yes.
drum right there. Yes.
Mhm. So yeah.
Mhm.
And so now this one, Queen Quet, talking about this down.
Yes.
Sister Vivi's side, that's on that's on Jekyll. That's for the Wanderer right there.
That's
the
right.
Wanderer. And
That's
so
right.
then, but this is what we got coming up right now.
That's right. Saturday. Come on with it.
Today.
Come
So
on, join me.
Queen Quet,
Yes, sir.
is there a ticket I got to get to go to that event? Is there a ticket that's needed to get into that
We
event?
would prefer, if you're still going, we stretch the date out. Normally we done cut them off. We done added more tickets because we sold out 3 times. But when we said sold out, it's just that we had a certain number on there. We had to push it up so we can broaden the space. We would prefer you go on Eventbrite and put in Gullah Geechee Family. You see family is spelled the Gullah Geechee way, FAMLEE, Day 2025. It'll pop right up and go and get the ticket. This way, when you put your information in there, we also have questions in there because we want to know who the Gullah Geechee families are that are attending, because we're going to keep a book of this. We're keeping a roll call. And we also want to make sure we can reach out to you and give you future information. So if we don't have the Eventbrite ticket from you, we don't have any way to have your email address for future activities. So you might miss out on some of the other things that are happening throughout Gullah Geechee Nation Appreciation Week and in general. So please go on Eventbrite and go and get the ticket. It's free, and so that everybody can come, but we still want you to sign up so we know who all is coming, and everybody who's doing food and other things, they know what kind of numbers to prepare for.
So Queen Quet, I'm gonna let it be known right now. I had one of my people contact me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to bring a bus of 20 people over for the
That's
event.
Come on
So
with it.
that's what I got, 20 people coming. So I'm gonna have to put my name because I don't know all their relatives that are coming. They coming
Put
from
them
all
under your name. Put them under your
under
name.
my name. So that's what I want them, because I ain't want to have no issue.
There
Because
you
they
go.
already hit me, because they want me to do something Saturday. I said, I can't do nothing Saturday. I said, I got to be at Frogmore on Saturday from 12 o'clock.
I know you could be at the Penn Center National Landmark Historic District on Saturday. You ain't coming Frogmore.
I'll be on Frogmore from about 12 o'clock to about 2:30, because they said, oh, that's fine because we got a family thing we got to do at 4 o'clock. But can you take us over there? I was like, yeah, I can. And so then what then happened, the sister called me and she said, my brother talked to you. And so I said, yeah, when we leaving? I said, yo, we got to finish the show at the station. And then I said, after that, your brother said 11 o'clock. I said, but she said, see, when my brother, I'll be messing around. I said, what? I said 10:30 or 11 o'clock. Well, she said 10:45. So I'll be there house 10:45. I'm gonna get on their bus and then I'm bringing on over that side. And then I'm saying, let people know we're now in Frogmore. We're in Frogmore.
Penn Center National Landmark Historic District on St. Helena Island, South Kakalaki in the Gullah Geechee Nation. You will not be in Frogmore.
Penn Center is in Frogmore.
It is
My
not.
my uncles and aunts went to, and my grandmama went to Penn School here in
So did
Frogmore. So
mine.
we're in Frogmore right now. We're
So
not going to get off right here. We're in Frogmore now. The people
we
here,
got
some of them,
Frogmore School, and they ain't the now.
some of them say that they're not Frogmore, but ignore them when they say that. Okay, so that's going on Saturday.
I from you. That thing there, he from Trench Island cross that water other side of the broad. So he ain't know nothing but where Frogmore did for truth on Centennial Island. Now let me give y'all a little bit of history. The whole of the island people used to send mail to Frogmore, South Carolina. But that was a misnomer when they been to do them. And that's why when we had the post office updated, we made sure the U.S. government overstands, say Frogmore is one place on Centennial Island. And we who did from Frogmore ain't got had the rest of y'all talking about y'all from Frogmore when y'all from St. Helena and all kind of other rest of the place. Y'all from Coffin Point and Land's End and Tom Fripp and John Fripp and all them kind of places I got at it. So that's why the people were different on the island. We know what Frogmore did for truth, and they ain't did what Penn Center did. Tall. So y'all coming to the Penn Center National Landmark Historic District Saturday, July 26th, noon the street for Gullah Geechee Family Day. Bring your tambourine, bring your drum, bring an open spirit, bring lots of money, cash app, PayPal, Zelle, all that going down. And you ain't coming Frogmore yet. We have to take you to Frogmore, which is down the road from where Penn Center be now.
My uncle was the postmaster here in Frogmore.
Right.
My uncle was
before he changed the post office. Before he changed the post office to the right name.
So my uncle was the
Island, South Carolina.
And I have relatives on Frogmore. That's what we're gonna say. Sometimes we don't want to claim them. And so, Sister Glenda, why is it important for families to get together, Sister Glenda?
This is why families break up now. It's because they don't know how to act. That's why we're wrong now. That's why we pray first at the family reunion on Saturday. For the same thing now. Okay. No.
I'm telling you. It's important for families to get together because the enemy is working hard to pull us apart. It always has.
Tell it.
Always has. You know, the Gullah Geechee family, the Black family, that unit is probably one of the most inspiring things to witness in terms of how we relate to each other, the things that we share with each other. And even just for practical reasons, it's important for the family to get together because so much information will be lost when we do not get together. That's right. When we do get together and it's a multi-generational interaction, the young people realize that there's a lot of things that they didn't know.
That's right.
Because they then happen to hear older people say certain things or do certain things or share certain things. And then they start to ask questions. There are a lot of things that are intruding on the family unit, invading on a lot of distractions. And so the more that we can get together in spaces where we don't have those distractions, now we have an opportunity to bridge the gap in terms of the information deficits that are happening there. You know, when we didn't have TV, when we didn't have devices, people had no choice but to be in one another's presence, unless the elders said, "Now, this ain't your business, you know, this grown folks' business, you go somewhere." But in all of our engagements, if it was because we were working together to, do peeled peas or whatever, shuck corn or whatever the case may be, and all of those engagements, the young people are receiving information from the elders. And that's so right. What Gullah Geechee Family Day does is it gives us an opportunity to, in some ways, simulate those kinds of that kind of togetherness and engagement. It encourages families to come together. It encourages people from all walks of life to come and get the authentic experience of Gullah Geechee culture and heritage. And we're missing authenticity in this world today. And the young people are looking for what's real because there's so much fake. And a lot of people can't tell the difference between truth and reality and imagination, play, or, so we want people to understand the blessing that it is to be Gullah Geechee, and for elders to be willing to open up more and understand that young people, they really do want to know, even if they call themselves giving you the deaf ear, they really do want to know. And so that's why it's important for family to get together, because family is defiance. I'll say it that way.
Beautiful.
And so again, the Gullah Geechee Family Day is Saturday, July 26th. And again, from noon to 3 p.m. there on St. Helena Island, South Carolina. Again, the Gullah Geechee Family Day. And so now you all have heard me go and say, and I'm going to come to you, Sister Nita, Representative Collins, with something, but I got to throw it on out there. Y'all know that is a great day, July 26th. It is a great day.
Oh, here we go.
That's why Queen Bam! Julians, July 26th. That's my birthday. Bam! That's my birthday. That's my birthday. But not just my birthday. It's also the birthday of Liberia. Bam! Bam!
Yes.
Bam.
Yes.
So I'm just throwing it on out there. That's why July is such a great month.
Here we go.
So Representative Collins, Sister Nita, Queen Quet talked about this thing. She said something about libation. So Representative Collins, why is a thing called libation important? Why it got to be a part of this celebration of the family coming together? Why is that important?
The libation is important because it represents our connection with each other and with the soil on which we stand. It helps us to have it enables us to be reverent. And that reverence is all a part of what our culture is about. It enables us to also to give thanks and just be grateful. And it is instilled in us culturally to be thankful, to be grateful, to be reverent, to be respectful. So the libation culturally shows that oneness, that connection with Mother Earth and all of Mother Earth's greatness, as well as the divine.
All right. Yes, indeed. And so we say greetings to all y'all checking out the show. And so we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break and got to do this right here. And y'all know how this break goes. Bam! Hot2100Savannah.com, our digital radio station. And check this out. You can go and check us out on your Apple Car phone, your Apple CarPlay, on your Droid app, on your iPhone app, on your laptop, your tablet, your desktop, and I tell people, even your tabletop, if need be. So guess what? Hot21Savannah.com. We say check us out and support all people who support us. And so now we come to this right here, Queen Quet. What is on the horizon for the work of the Gullah Geechee Nation now for 2025 going on forward? Because we 25 years. Where do we go right now with regards to that?
Well, one of the things that we have been working on, and because all of you here have been involved, is ensuring the Gullah Geechee sustainability plan is actively in place. Because one of the things that we have witnessed over the past couple of decades is a tremendous environmental impact to our coastline. And much of this has to do with what people call climate change. And why do we have such massive impacts? Because we still have people who don't want to accept science. And they don't want to accept the reality that's before them. As Representative Glenda Simmons Jenkins said, some people cannot separate the fake from reality. So even though they are seeing the intensity of the storms, they are seeing the massive flooding, we still have people who are going into town councils and getting on town councils and county councils that are voting for this excessiveness we call destructionment. So we have to continue to be vocal and to be involved and engaged in ensuring that we protect our land, and especially gather our people together and gather their minds around the fact that there are aspects of sustainability, and this word that people have made just a hashtag now, resilience for the coast and adaptation, that can be done at family compounds and especially around our sacred burial areas. So one of our major focuses, and something I got great news about yesterday, is that here in Beaufort County, we just got a $75,000 grant to help support the work to sustain and protect Gullah Geechee burial areas. There are other folks who are out here that be out announcements about working on our sacred areas without talking to us first. So we are engaging with these people to say you can't go into our sacred areas without our families giving permission for you to do that. Okay, prior informed consent is important. So don't think because we've laid bodies to rest there that they aren't the living who are still fighting for them for their resting places. So our work going forward has a lot to do with continued land ownership, but you don't want to just own land that the water has overtaken and is now just marsh. Okay, so we are also working with the South Atlantic Salt Marsh Initiative to protect 1 million acres of salt marsh, so salt marsh will remain where it should be and not get infilled, and allow for marsh migration corridors. But we also are focusing a lot on Gullah Geechee Sea and Me, which is our saving environmental actions in the marine environment. So that means educating our people about our natural environment, because ours is naturally a marine environment. We live mostly on the coast, we're on sea islands. Educating the future generations so they'll be greater stewards of this land takes a multi-tiered approach. So the environmental education or environmental literacy, as well as legal education, so that they know environmental law, they know their human rights, they know land and water rights. These are things that are ongoing and that will continue for the future. We also have a number of other initiatives now and partnerships and collaborations going on throughout the coast, where over the next few years you will see different types of camps, one might want to call them, but educational opportunities that will happen during these spring breaks. We've always done that, but also during the summer, so that we can make sure that we are pouring into these folks who really don't know, because you don't know what you don't know. Because we've had during 2020 a proliferation of nonsense, making people think we have more than one flag. There ain't but one flag of the Gullah Geechee Nation, period. Nations only have one flag. We are one nation. We have one flag. We had a lot of misinformation out there because people were just sitting at home on devices and people were exploiting that opportunity. And so now we want to re-engage our folks or get those engaged who never were engaged, so that they will understand and overstand land and legacy and holding on to it. That's a critical point if we're talking about holding on to Gullah Geechee culture. So those are just a few things that we're working on as we go forward the next 25 years. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Okay. All right. So we're now winding down. We got about 2.5 minutes left. And so we're going to give y'all briefly to go and discuss what do you want to see happen in your areas with regards to the Gullah Geechee Nation the next 25 years, Sister Anita.
I would like to see more, well, education is huge. And I've mentioned that before. So I would like for us to rally around the fact that we as a people and as a nation, we have to work with each other and be able to understand how significant it is to work with each other to help save our communities. I mentioned about the manufacturers and the damage that has been done here. That's also a health crisis. That's a health problem. So we have to address health concerns that so many have that have just been categorized by medical professionals without any correlation whatsoever, or even thought about the fact that the chemicals that we have walked, the soil that we walked upon that is hazardous, the air that we breathe, the water that we bathe in, none of that has been studied and taken into consideration. So there's a lot of environmental work that will continue for this community, and is critical for us. and we have work to do.
Well, Sister Glenda, you got about 30 seconds. That's right.
In the next 25 years in Northeast Florida, I'd like to see Gullah Geechee people continue to hold pun we land and not just hold pun it, but convert that wealth in a tangible way that helps them to keep holding on to it, to generate income that helps them to keep holding on to it, and that causes the public around them to understand that our land is more than valuable because of its cultural characteristics. And lastly, that we can make sure we have access to burial grounds on private property. That's a major initiative.
Yeah.
All right. So now we come to this right here, the most important question. We want y'all to get it correct. And if you don't, then we'll think about having y'all back on. Because again, we need to go through this all the time. What is the best high school in the entire world, in the entire country? I was going to say in the entire country. So we start with Representative Glenda Simmons Jenkins out of Florida, covering Nassau County, Duval County, and also St. Johns County. What is the best high school in the entire country?
Listen, you're just going to have to give me the ball because I can only represent Nassau County. And I didn't even go to this school, but I'm going to say Peck High School, go Wolves.
Yes. I agree with that. A second.
Sister Anita, Representative Collins, please go ahead, please.
Grizzly Tigers.
Don't make me say Beach Institute. No, don't make me say Beach Institute.
No.
No.
I know where you graduated.
St. Helena High. St. Helena High.
I know where you graduated, Brother Jamal.
Mm-hmm.
One of my uncles went to St. Helena High, but that don't mean that. It's still HVJ, Herschel V. Jenkins High School. Again, see that? I don't care about no Peck. I don't care about no Peck Ensemble. I don't care about no Ridley. I don't care about no Colored Memorial. I don't care about that. I don't care about Penn. I don't care about St. Helena High. I don't care about none of that.
We'll be having trouble at the reunions because it's always the drunk uncle that be at the reunions that them children be talking about, and he just be acting out and stuff like that, and all of that kind of stuff. And sometimes you know he just don't know. He don't know what he be doing sometimes. We gonna pray for him.
Signing out. This is Run Tell That. Check out all our shows on our Black Media.
Peace, love, and blessings, family.
All right.
My God.
See you on a Saturday at the Gullah Geechee Family Day. It's on the way.
6.